Welcome. Welcome to Flirting with the Fish. I am SoniaChoksi, welcoming you for another episode. This time it's Sandeep Batraa with us. Of course, the younger Lord, the older Lord, everybody has seen him on the television, have listened to the music. But just in case you haven't, then of course today is going to be a lot of sharing deep from the heart, straight from the heart. And if you have, then I can assure you this is going to be up close and personal. So welcome, Sandeep.
Thank you so much, Sonia. Thanks.
It's a pleasure to have you on this young podcast of ours.
My pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. So you have, of course, heard yourself. You made a choice as per your callings. What were those choices, and how right do you think it was to take in today's perspective?
Okay, so to begin with, I think one, I should do PhD. This should be called like Dr. Sandeep Batraa. Like typical doctor वाला होता है. Yeah, doctor. मेडिकल डॉक्टर में बन नहीं पा रहा था क्योंकि पापा ने बोला था कि नहीं हम चूहे नहीं काटेंगे. ठीक है. तो I was so keen on taking biology in 11, but I was very keen. मुझे बहुत मन था, but बोला नहीं चूहे नहीं काटेंगे. मुझे इंजीनियरिंग में इंटरेस्ट नहीं था, but फाइनली वो हो गया anyway. तो anyway, having said that, so I then started again studying music. I was again doing my masters from Delhi University because I had done my graduation anyway. So I was doing, and I was learning from my Guruji in Delhi, Pandit Baldev Raj Verma ji. And simultaneously, I was participating in all the competitions that were around national level, state level, televised, everything I was doing.
What gave that you that idea to go in for these competitions?
So see, I had been always exposed to these competitions since childhood.
Your parents did that?
Yeah, exactly. And like to the extent, so dad was given a car by the office, because he was at that position. And Papa, क्योंकि मुझे स्कूल के बाद वो competition के rehearsal के लिए जाना था, Papa would take a bus and he would let the driver wait for me. So all that, so that are the sacrifices that I of course can never even repay back for and all. तो मैं बचपन से बहुत competition में गया. Our Sundays were always going out for the new competition that's out in there. और getting exposed. तो मुझे उस sense में बहुत exposure मिला and confidence भी मिला to be on stage and all. And yeah, once I got in here, then the times had changed. The level had changed. I was no more a kid.
Yeah.
I was to compete with the best in the industry in the country, and that was happening. And I was going for some televised competitions, be it Saregamapa or some other, and and that was around 2004. I was the winner of this national level competition that's called Sangam Kala Group. So that is something that Suniti Chauhan, Sonigam all have been through at some time.
Wow.
And again, I think I was blessed and lucky, and I always feel that I'm really blessed that way because Rahman sir was the judge in that year. And being judged by Rahman sir, I mean,
what
all
else?
And then declared the winner.
Wow.
On top of it, so I was like, wow. So
I mean, you've passed through his lens.
Yeah, and so that was like I said, yeah, I think I've done something right in life to be here right now.
That was 2004.
2004.
Wow.
Then I also won the same year.
How old were you then?
I think about 21, 22, 21 types must be.
Super perfect time.
Yeah. And then during the same year, I also won a national level ghazal competition. So ghazal is something that's very close to my heart. A lot of people would not know because that's not a commercially viable thing right now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'll say.
Niche ही रह जाता है वो.
Niche है, but there are issues with it. I think with the way they present it, I'll probably come to it in some time. But the thing is that the way the poetry is in here, the way the rich musicality that a ghazal has is, I think, still it supersedes other all forms of music.
Yeah.
And I've loved ghazals. I've learned a lot listening to all the ghazal maestros. चाहे वो मेहंदी हसन खान साहब हो, चाहे वो हरिहरन जी हो. He's one I idolized for a very long time, Hari ji. Hari ji and Sonu ji I've idolized since childhood. We're like growing up years, that was my benchmark. यार ये लोग हैं कमाल के.
कमाल है.
And I mean they're of course legends. And
of course.
And there's so much to learn from them. Even today at this age, the kind of work they're doing
is just
is
evolving
incredible,
day in and out.
Incredible. The kind of hard work they put in.
Oh yeah.
There's just so much for I think the younger lot to learn from them. Especially in this age of reels, जहाँ पे 15 सेकंड में सबको film चाहिए.
Yeah.
कि
I mean, they're just at it and never ever repetitive. Never can you say.
At a different level. Yeah. At a different level. Somebody like whom who was like kind of surpassed, all the biggest of the awards and all.
Yeah.
is still getting up at 5 to do his riyaz, and it's for his own satisfaction. अब
True
वो है
artist.
कि अब मैं और अच्छा क्या कर सकता हूँ, you know.
और खुद का
all-
valuation है उनका.
खुद का है, you know,
Yeah,
खुद का, that how do I become a better artist?
Yeah.
What better can do towards music and all that. It's a different journey for them.
Flirting with a fish. How's it going?
What does success mean to you in your own capacity?
I think this is a definition that keeps changing with time.
As of now, like
I think as of now, it's about being happy with the current situation. That's success, because there is no limit to what you can achieve. There is no, and milestones, like, they come and go like this.
Right.
That is very short-lived. Any goal, any milestone, the moment you achieve, it's gonna stay for a few hours to maybe a few days and months. That's about it.
True.
And then what? Then the typical human mind is gonna search for the next one.
Next one.
Okay, what next? Now that's already in there.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, when I was in Delhi, I was like, "Yaar, Bombay jana hai." That was the goal.
The next thing.
Now I'm, by the grace of God, well settled in Bombay, doing well in the industry.
Yeah.
You know, incidentally, today, that as we were speaking, the song that I just released, you know, that I've composed, is #1 trending
It's
YouTube
trending on YouTube #1
right now, and something I never thought of that time, and I was very happy when it happened the first time. It's like a norm. Ab ek wo next lalach aa jata hai.
Yeah.
So I think it's about being happy with what you have. The gratitude, I think, is the word, because wo success to, I think that's a very, very subjective thing.
And a momentary thing.
People have everything and they feel they are not happy and successful, and then people are very happy and successful in their own world without having anything.
Yeah.
So ये बहुत वैसा है यार.
So the fishes that we were talking about, I was just trying to remember what all I heard you. So we're talking about these various things that you want to catch and you want to hold and touch and feel, right? So the biggest has been your choice of music. That's been your fish. That's been something that could have slipped if you hadn't catched it that time. But you in touch with it. So,
Correct.
So that's there. What else? Are there other things that you're chasing?
Honestly, I'm trying to chase perfection and excellence, which is actually a very problematic thing, because there's no end to it.
It's a myth.
It's a myth, and the moment you try, you see there's no end to it. You know, and once you have that psyche, you never are happy. That's a very problematic thing.
Yeah.
So I've
never be satisfied.
I've been learning to let go of the imperfections, and that's a very normal thing. It has to be there. There's nothing called so perfect.
Yeah.
There's always scope for improvement, and I could have made a bigger Taj Mahal probably. I'm a spiritual guy from the very beginning, and I kind of use that as a tool to help me consolidate myself in life.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've realized, of course, there's no end to how much, be it money, be it success. It's all in the mind,
True.
It's glass half full, half empty story for everyone. I'm telling you, for everyone.
True.
If you step into somebody's shoes, you'll realize how lucky you are.
Oh, all the time. Just look at somebody who's not even little less privileged than you, and that little much matters so much.
Yeah, exactly. So the very fact that we're like sitting, with access to good food, good water, good air,
shelter,
good people around, shelter, everything, I think that speaks a lot, and that's all.
Can't ask for more, actually.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. Uske upar to sab zero.
There
are फिर सब वही है. There's no end to it. There's no end to that.
Perfect. So we'll take a small little break.
Sure.
And can I bring in a rapid fire?
Sure, let's try that.
Yeah. Okay. So experimental or tried and tested?
Experimental.
Collaborations or solo?
Both, actually. I'm good with both.
One.
Okay, collab.
Indian or international?
International.
Vocals or instrumental?
Vocals.
Roadside or curated?
Roadside.
Emotions or practical?
Emotions, always.
Strings or drum?
Strings.
Road trip or train?
Road trip.
Men or women?
Women. Depends. What are you talking about?
Just.
Okay.
All the time. What is it? It's women.
Okay.
Pretty or intellectual?
Intellectual, actually.
School friends or college friends?
School friends, always.
Mountain or beach?
Mountain.
Got to. How many projects you would have done so far?
A lot, if you count like live shows also, which is technically a project because it's like
Yeah,
two-day
it
thing
is.
and all,
Yeah.
probably more than 1,500, 2,000 projects.
Wow.
Uh,
In how much time?
the past, say, 15 years, roughly. And my life has been all towards working. The best part being is I've not worked at all in my life.
You've not?
Worked in my life. This doesn't feel like work.
Hmm.
Like, do you think this is work?
Yeah. Chilling, talking
No.
about life
Yeah.
and journey.
Imagine
Yeah.
like we could do
Yeah.
this anytime.
I know.
So I never feel that I'm working, and that's the reason I can work till morning hours because it doesn't feel like
Sure.
Had I been in the corporate sector, like you're asking, if somebody would ask me like after 6
मैं
के कुछ
imagine
खोल
कर
दो,
रही थी कि I engineering फिर MBA फिर आप
हाँ नहीं वो नहीं हो पाता, ना हो सकता,
ना हो पाएगा,
ना हो पाएगा, हमारे से नहीं हो पाएगा, वो possible ही नहीं है because
corporate वालों ने भी आपसे हाथ जोड़ लिए होते हैं
नहीं not made for it yeah, like I can take of course suggestions, I can't take commands,
orders,
yeah something I think artists are very free that way. You
Yeah.
tell कि यार ये ना कल ये मत पहन के आना है, you're like
लग जाती
goodbye.
है, लग
Goodbye.
जाती है.
फिर मिलेंगे.
Yeah.
लगेगा मूड तो मिलेंगे.
Yeah.
So we don't we are I think we're programmed very differently, and I've seen this a lot. I think that is why artists can survive and they can have that capacity to take those risks and really live life beyond how a normal person would want to.
I mean, the amount of ups and downs that happen in this profession, it doesn't happen to anybody else. Like on one
Nobody
day you
can.
are at the prime, you're everywhere, and the next day you're nowhere, and it's both is
Exactly.
okay.
It has to be okay. The thing is, you have to be okay with it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, just with this, line that you said, I remember I was at one of the airports and Kumar Sanuji was in the flight. And I remember people telling me that during his prime in 90s, like he was such a big rock star that he used to be mobbed like crazy.
Okay.
And I remember that time, because that was not the prime of his life technically, and he was all by himself trying to catch his bag. And I said, that's really because he was somebody I looked, of course, everybody has kind of seen him. He has the world record of 28 songs in a day recordings, and he's such crazy and such a voice, such a talent. I said, but that's the reality. You're not going to be there always, and you have to accept that.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest, I think, hurdle for an artist, because when the time is not right and still you want to be sane, and you have to protest that you're sane and accept that that's how it is.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, it's like imagine you are a vice president of a company and tomorrow you're joining as a clerk.
Yeah.
And you're going to be there.
Yeah.
This podcast is sponsored by Match My Talent. Flirting with a fish. How's it going?
It's really turbulent. And unfortunately, this happens with almost every artist. Unless you're an Amitabh Bachchan, but if you look at him, he had such a major,
he went through so much,
and then he came back with a bang.
And how?
That is something. That is something.
That's incredible. I mean, he worked towards it. I'm sure
we can't even imagine coming from being the, Mahanayak of the Shatabdi to being in a state wherein people were saying it's over now and everything, and financially
seeing all the wrong and the bad things.
Yeah, exactly. And then coming back, and even at this age, I think he's working more than you and me probably.
Of course.
Still gets up at 5, 6 and works till late night shooting
back-to-back
across the world.
shoots.
Yeah.
Like he's not.
Yeah.
There's nothing that he wants to change.
Yeah.
He just is continuing the way it is.
Yeah. How many people in the world can do that?
No,
even as artists, it's very difficult.
No, that's super rare.
It takes a lot to be artists, guys. A lot.
For everybody else, it's been like a downtime at some point. Dilip Kumarji or
people just accept it. Okay, it's okay. Huh? Exactly.
Even they all the kind of glory that they have enjoyed is phenomenal. But even they.
But I want to share this interesting incident. So, Devanand Saab has this Anand Studios, which is a mixing Dolby studio. You know that.
Yeah.
And my friend was mixing there and went there, and they invited him. He was in the building, and it was like I think in last few years.
Oh.
I think almost 90, touching 90 if I'm not wrong, 85, 90. Of course, very weak, very feeble and all. And he came out, he saw the movie, and he was still giving very critical feedbacks. And I was like, wow, this is the intensity, man.
And that is, samajh rahe hain,
and still very passionate. I think here you could have done. It's really well done. And with that intent, it's not like, acha hai. No. He was very passionate about his feedback. And he was still keen enough to be sitting there and watching a movie after having done, like blockbuster films.
Yeah.
I think
That's the love of it. That like you are there because you love it. You wouldn't do it any other way.
See, this is the word. It's not love. So it's, I think, love affair. When you love something,
Yeah.
you can do anything for
It's
it.
unconditional.
It's
Totally
unconditional. Then it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel my journey as a struggle ever कि मुझे जागना पड़ा या लाइन में खड़ा होना पड़ा या कुछ, because I love this.
Yeah.
I love music and I'm gonna go any heights for this.
Absolutely.
And that's what I think every artist who has been here has done.
Yeah.
And when it comes to a job, and typically people don't love their jobs, and that is why it's a burden. अरे यार
That's
काम
why,
करना है,
yeah.
अरे यार Sunday नहीं आ रहा.
Yeah.
Typically Monday blues. With me, I think, and even with people like us, you don't know what's a Monday.
Yeah.
Like, I have to kind of think आज दिन क्या है,
दिन
क्योंकि
क्या
हमारे लिए
है,
Monday
absolutely.
Sunday होता ही नहीं यार. It's
जो
let's-
करना है वो करना है.
let's do some fun work.
Have you experienced that knowing people in the industry helps, or if you're talented, you can make your way? Which side, or is it like a gray in between?
See, I genuinely feel that it's very important to be connected to people. I'll not say networking and all, because that's a very, I think people have taken it in a
It's very cold thing.
Yeah,
Just
networking,
काम के लिए बस
very
मिलो.
unprofessional, very, it's a very selfish kind of what I feel at times, the network, because
Yeah.
what your काम
With an
निकालना.
agenda.
I think when you connect to people genuinely, I think that is what matters, and that always helps. I think when you know people, even if they don't really matter to you in the industry, it still is such a big support in life, So I think when you connect to people really from the heart, not just with an agenda.
Yeah.
And I think on the contrary, if you don't first of all want something, you try and give them something.
Exactly.
आप क्या दिला रहे हो यार?
Yeah.
क्योंकि हर इंसान को मुझे ये चाहिए. Like the
Correct.
person at 3 wants to be connected to 2 would want to be at 1.
Yeah.
उसके बाद
चाहिए,
ऊपर
चाहिए.
henceforth, ठीक है?
Yeah.
नीचे आप किसको दे रहे हो, ऊपर किसको देने की
Yeah.
बात कर रहे हो, वो बहुत कम लोग बात करते हैं.
Right.
There are people who talk, and that is why they really succeed in life. So I think it's very important to be connected with talent, and genuinely connect in what is that you bring to the table. ठीक है?
पर जैसे जो नए लोग होते हैं, वो क्या ही दे सकते हैं ना, मतलब you yourself so naive and so new to the whole thing. You can't walk into a studio saying I want to give you something or can I do something for you, like कम होता है वैसा, right?
See,
और नेटवर्क
I
तो
think
बढ़ते बनता है.
I think यहाँ ना एक बहुत फाइन लाइन है between के सर मुझे आपको एक गाना दो या मैं आपके लिए गाना गाना चाहता हूँ. Call me sometime.
Got it.
This is a very fine line.
Yeah.
Most of people are asking for it. So sir, कभी जरूरत हो मुझे कॉल
दे दो,
करना.
हाँ.
I would love to sing for you. And so sir, I want मुझे गाना दो ना please. Even to begin with, जब ना किसके पास कुछ नहीं है तो भी ये है. So let me know if I can help on some project. If it's a scratch, I'm okay.
But on a zoom out, do you think अगर कोई ऐसे बोलता है तो फिर लोग उसको फ्री के लिए ही बुलाते हैं फिर, और जब at some point वो कभी बोलेगा कि now I've done like quite a bit of things for you and now I've got a house to run. Does it translate into gradually people taking seriously या एक image बन जाती है?
Yeah, I think कि ना हर एक केस में बहुत subjective होता है.
Sure.
There are people and there are incidences वहाँ जहाँ पे लोगों ने they've kind of just used somebody and then the people who have genuinely helped. कि छोटा सा कुछ होगा और बोलेंगे इससे गवा लेते हैं, उसकी हेल्प ही हो जाएगी और कुछ नहीं तो.
So how would you operate if you find somebody?
I think I try and be very transparent with my approach. Like when I'm working in the capacity of a music director right now, okay? So this genuinely, like a lot of times we create scratches and we present a song to a filmmaker or to say a company or whatever, and generally we are not charging anything because it's just because we're doing on a friendly note or as to kind of connect with them and all, we would do that. And if there is no money involved, I would genuinely share it with my singer friends and all. Yeah, there's the money is involved, and nobody's charging in here. It's not that of course once it gets finalized, then everybody would be paid and all. And of course, if there is a money, we'll share it. This is how the budgets are and all, because there are always budgets for any kind of project, and that is a very big thing because there's no fixed thing to कि क्या वो है, it's very varied and all. So at least I think in my approach I try and be as transparent as I can be कि देखो ये है और ऐसा है, and I would totally leave it on you. If you think you would want to, please come. If you think it's not the kind of monies that you command or you should get, I'm totally fine with it. I would not even mind. Yeah, because I understand, I respect that everybody has an understanding of how they charge and how much they want to be paid for a certain work.
Right.
And that's totally fine, and that's very personal call. I can't say कि यार इतना ही बनता है और ऐसा है ना.
सेंटी नहीं होने का कि मतलब मना कर दिया या
नहीं यार, this is how the project is.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Mostly I would rather put them on क्या सर ये आप directly बात कर लो. I would not even want to come in this space.
This podcast is sponsored by Match My Talent.
So tell us a little about the kind of structure that you have planned for yourself, and it's your structure. It doesn't have to be the right or the wrong one.
Right. So it so happened that when I moved to Bombay, I was signed by a music label, and they were totally kind of supporting me in every fashion in terms of getting my videos done, branding done, whatever. And I was doing a lot of shows. So I was in a very very good space. कुछ tension नहीं जिसको होता है ना life में, बिल्कुल भी नहीं है, and getting to enjoy the best of the places, traveling, this and that, और कोई stress नहीं life में, बिल्कुल stress free. But then I realized but then there was one very big shortcoming, that I had, and I think I still have, is that I could never approach a lot of directors, wherein that was my biggest, work to be done in Bombay. I would only meet somebody when somebody introduces me to them. मुझसे कभी जाके, like till date, I've never met Pritam Da as a singer. I've never met Vishal Shekhar as a singer when they were the biggest and they're still the biggest. मैं किसी जानता नहीं और मैं कैसे जाऊँ बोलने के लिए? And people like खड़े हो जाएंगे, कुछ कर लेंगे. Probably it was because I was financially doing well क्योंकि shows थे, इसलिए सोनू जी said that when I came to Bombay, my dad said कि आपको shows नहीं करने, क्योंकि the moment you do shows आपको पैसा आएगा, फिर आपके अंदर फायर खत्म हो जाएगी. मतलब आप shows नहीं करोगे, आप खड़े रहो, रात भर जागो, shows नहीं करने आपको जब तक आपका playback show नहीं होता. But क्योंकि मेरा, to begin with, I came back with this कि I had a face value after Fame Gurukul and all, तो shows हो रहे थे. I was in a very good space, secure zone, तो किसी से मांगने वाला था नहीं. I think वो था reason. But मुझे genuinely आज भी किसी से मांगना नहीं अच्छा लगता, पीछे पढ़ के मांगना. Asking and sharing is a different thing, but पीछे पढ़ना जो actually बहुत लोग करते हैं, शायद जरूरी भी होता है. I don't know, शायद होता है. जैसे कि जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. If you're like out of sight, out of mind, लोग बहुत बोलते हैं, and that's true also. But नहीं हुआ मेरे से genuinely. And I said, यार, what do I do? Then I'm stuck. Like shows हो रहे हैं, and I'm just gonna be singing these songs जो मैं दुनिया गाती है. But then I said, thankfully, I'm also been blessed with this gift of that I can compose also a bit. So why don't I get into music direction now? क्योंकि मैं अपने आप को शायद sell नहीं कर सकता, but I'm okay presenting my music. Okay, so this is my music. You like it? Good, no problem. हम आगे किसी को सुना देंगे. आपको नहीं समझ आ रहा. So I got into music direction. Because I had met a few directors in the process of me trying to meet few music directors. So मैं उनको कुछ मिला, कुछ गाने सुनाए. And that was very good, easy work for me, because मुझे था कि sir, I have some good songs and I would love you to listen to those.
Right.
It's for you. I'm not trying to ले लो मेरा गाना नहीं. अच्छा गाना, you like it, good. नहीं है कोई problem नहीं है. It's okay.
Fair.
I'll use it somewhere or the other. ठीक है. And yeah, that is when my new phase of my professional journey began. And I was not worried about मैं किसी से कुछ मांगना है. अब ये है कि मुझे I need to strive towards creating good songs and good music. And if it's really good, people will pick it up.
Which is happening.
And it's happening. People are picking it up and they're liking it, and that's all we want. अब ये कि अब इससे better क्या करना है? वो एक never-ending marathon है.
You have to punch the bag again and get out of your comfort space.
हाँ, कि वो हो गया, अब इसके बाद क्या?
इसके बाद क्या है?
कि अब ये तो कर लिया, अब इसके बाद next क्या create करें?
This podcast is sponsored by Match My Talent.
A lot of times artists say हम artist हैं, हमें पढ़ाई लिखाई से क्या मतलब है? What do you think about that? हमारा आर्ट में मन लगता है, हम पढ़ नहीं पाते.
See, I feel in today's world, if you are, well educated in the sense कि आप at least एक आपको दुनिया की understanding अच्छी है. सिर्फ पढ़ाई doesn't mean कि आपने graduation किया, engineering किया. It means कि आपको समझ अच्छी होनी चाहिए दुनिया की. Because it's music is not just about कि मैंने गाना बना लिया, अब क्या करूँ गाने का, कहाँ लेके जाऊँ, किससे बात भी कैसे करनी है.
To do the business side of it.
Yeah, how to understand it, how to take it forth, and हमेशा नहीं, then probably to take that step into an entrepreneurial direction कि अब मैं अपना create करूँगा, my own channel, Just as an example, how Salim Suleiman right now, they're such a beautiful example of how to be a great musician and a great entrepreneur. They've started a channel, they collaborate, they present good content, you know, and with integrity. That's everything. Not trying to just do stupid stuff here and there to, you know, gain. Never ever, you know. So
always the class.
Yeah, because that's how their life is dictated always, you know.
Dynamic, going with the times,
Everything,
progressive, all of that,
but
keeping the values intact.
Exactly, you know. So this is something that education brings to you. You know, that is something that your foundation, when it is strong, you have a different approach to life.
Beautiful.
And nothing wrong with, I think, not being really highly educated or very educated, but I'm just saying it definitely gives you a very big support wheel, you know. You can call it maybe a step. नहीं कि यार हमेशा रहेगी आपके साथ. Problem नहीं है. I'm saying God forbid if so like music खत्म है. I know 100 things I can do.
Yeah.
I can do business, I can go to corporate, I can do 100 other things. अगर करना पड़ गया मुझे
करना पड़े तो
और मैं उसको भी interest से कुछ और interesting करूँगा. I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah, if you have to make the choice, then that's
and again,
the way.
thanks to my education and, you know, my bring the way it has been that I know how to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Fair. Great. So just the last part, you are forever trending, and I don't know how people can access you and can talk to you. Of course, you keep so busy. You would love to, I'm sure you would love to take down all the compliments and reply to them personally, but practically speaking, nahi ho pata hai. What is it that your fans should look out for in, let's say, the next 1 year? Not too long, but
so
like if they want to ask you, आप नहीं reply कर पाओगे, तो इसके through बता दो.
All I would say is that I am going to be now working on my own songs which I'm going to be singing, जो मैंने थोड़ा सा back seat पे डाल दिया था because I'd gotten too much into music direction कि मैं थोड़ा सा भूल गया था कि मैं singer भी हूँ, जो मैं main हूँ और मैं अभी भी हूँ because I perform, I sing. It just so happens is that you know, I get my friends and singers to sing, तो उनको लगता है कि हाँ यही है, you know. And so this is something I have always loved doing. Singing is gonna be my first love forever. जब मैं थोड़ा सा low feel करता हूँ या अच्छे mood में तो I just sing and that is all I need, you know.
So you're coming back to that.
Yeah.
We're gonna see.
So I'm gonna be releasing my own songs in my voice.
Oh wow.
That is something I'm gonna be definitely doing now. Of course, जो बाकी लोगों के लिए मैं करता हूँ चलता ही रहेगा. Because I love doing that as well, and I also believe in that I can't be doing it. I can't be singing all the songs.
Sure.
I think
but
if
that
somebody's doing it better.
You've already set of having other people in. But this year we're going to hear you, your own compositions in your own voice.
In my own voice, I'm going to be doing a lot of that, and let's see how much I can do about it. Yeah,
that would be
that's something.
I mean, super lovely for all of us to hear. But I'm very happy that you doing that for yourself and not just staying in that other structure so much.
That's important.
Can we hear something?
Okay, I'll sing. So like I said, I love ghazals. So I'll sing a ghazal that's originally sung by Hariharan ji and Asha ji. लोग कहते हैं अजनबी तुम हो, लोग कहते हैं अजनबी तुम हो, अजनबी मेरी जिंदगी तुम हो, लोग कहते हैं अजनबी तुम हो, अजनबी मेरी जिंदगी तुम हो, लोग कहते हैं अजनबी तुम हो. Thank you.
Truly enjoy ghazal.
Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you so
Super
much.
lovely. Great. So thank you. I personally had Like a really nice time knowing you.
I had a lovely time being here. Thank you for having me.
And this is exactly what my purpose is, to just meet somebody that I didn't know, like up until this evening.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But now it doesn't feel, and now it will never ever feel that,
Feel like that.
that we never connected. Right?
Absolutely.
It's not going to be the same ever again.
I think artists are always connected, so it never feels like that.
Yeah. It just takes a moment to step in.
Exactly.
And then, so beautiful. Just enriches my life so much. So thank you for taking
Thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.